Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my YouTube page, The Music of My Life. Posting a video of some great thrift store music CD finds. And yesterday I posted a one of three artists of their CDs, music CDs I found at thrift stores, and that was like a little over 15 minutes. And the artists were David Bowie, um, The Who, and legendary surf instrumental guitarist Dwayne Eddy. So you can go over and look at that video if you wish to do so. It runs about a little over 15 minutes, and you could adjust the speed to 1.5 to speed the video up and cut about maybe 3 minutes off of it. This video I want to keep under 15 minutes, and it's another thrift store music CD find. So I'm going to get started. By the way, I got on the ground floor of buying CDs back in 1985 when they first came on the market, and expensive. And I scrounged up a CD player and started paying the big price. And after the heyday of the CD period, I have accumulated about 1,000 store bought CDs. Now, towards into the 2000s, CDs started, popping up at thrift stores more recently, okay? And so that's where I've been buying them. The way I look at it, if people want to rid themselves of their CDs and turn them over at thrift stores, I'll be happy to adopt them and then give them a good home, okay? So let's see what we got here. I got a sneeze coming on, and so I'm going to try to suppress it, but if I have to let it go, I'll do it as gracefully as possible. I'm a huge fan of Elvis Presley. I absolutely love Elvis. Growing up, I had two older siblings who had all the Elvis albums and 45s, and they would play them constantly. I just love stuff like Heartbreak Hotel and Hound Dog and Don't Be Cruel, stuff like that, Return to Sender. And then when I became a teenager, while I knew of Elvis' importance in rock and roll and that he should be respected, he just wasn't really happening with my age demographics when I was a teenager, the 70s, okay? So, I wasn't into the Vegas Elvis or anything like that. Loved the younger Elvis. But in recent times, after I, got in my late 30s, I had a reevaluation of Elvis, of all his period. I even like the Vegas Elvis now, and I got like 20 of his CDs, and I saw the Elvis movie. Oh man, that was awesome. Of course, they take a lot of liberties with these bio movies, so don't expect 100% accuracy. Anyway, this is a CD I'm adding to my Elvis collection. This is a 2 CD set of Elvis singing gospel. Now, that was one of his earliest influence. It wasn't rock and roll, it was gospel. He would, as a young kid, be taken to church, and he connected with the gospel singers and sung along with them. And he also released 3 gospel albums and won his only Grammys through those recordings. 3 Grammys he won, and they were all like gospel music. And that's kind of weird for a guy who is more associated with rock and roll. Okay, uh, this comes with a nice 2 CD set. It's put out by RCA, so it's official, and it looks to be about. They don't got numbers next to the songs, but it would be about 23 or 24 songs on each disc. So you're getting a lot of music right here. And it comes with a really nice booklet. Look at Elvis there. He was so handsome. No wonder, women were attracted to him. That's a great picture there. He really looks like he's concentrating. He's dressed up. He has a tie on. He just has that look like he's concentrating. And it has a nice booklet with pictures and text. And best of all, what I like is recording dates for each track, where it was recorded, who plays what instrument on them. Yesterday's video with the Bowie one, the booklet, I was disappointed because it just basically had lyrics with some pictures, but this has text about information about the recordings, where they were, when they were released, what studio, blah 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 blah. And so this is interesting. I'm going to sit down and look at this. To close out the CD of Elvis singing gospel, gospel music was very, very special to Elvis. And I only listened to a little bit of this, and my friend told me that he felt that Elvis felt closer to the gospel music than any of the other pop and rock and roll stuff he sang. Okay, that he just felt that connection, and he also said that he's like the Mahalia Jackson, the male Mahalia Jackson, who's the legendary gospel singer. So I'm really looking forward to listening to this. I love the White Stripes, and I'm in the process of getting all their CDs. I think I about closed the gap. There's 2 more I got to get, but I think this is like their second album. And the title right there, I'm not going to pronounce that because I've messed it up. Meg and Jack White, what a pair there. And this album I really like a lot because it has more of a bluesy Led Zeppelin feel to it. They did one album. I thought it sounded a little too grungy, but I'm a big fan of Jack White's, and I purchased his one of his last 2 releases, Fear the Dawn, and Jack on that album is like a wild scientist, mad scientist, Okay. The next one, if you were around in 1979 as a teenager or young adult, you definitely heard the song My Sharana right there. Get the Knack. My Sharana was a #1 song for a number of weeks. The album went to #1, and a couple other singles were released from this album. Unfortunately, they weren't able to follow it up as successfully as this album. And what I got here, pull it out. I do have the follow-up album. Okay, it's pretty good. My copy of the album, which I brought back in the day, has the signature of all the members. Okay, and they were playing a show on the Wisconsin, the battleship Wisconsin, which is docked over here downtown Norfolk next to the Nauticus Museum. and the ship was donated by the Navy, and the city has total control of it now. So it's like a museum. You can go on it, look around. For the first few years or 5 years, they only had the upper decks where you could tour. The lower ports was all sealed off and special treatment, airflow so things didn't deteriorate. But since then, they've opened all the ship. So signatures by all the members. They played a show on the deck, and they sounded great. Wonderful, wonderful little live show. And I brought my Sharpie, the album, and I even brought the 45 jacket to my Sharina. And after the show, they graciously signed the album for me, along with a little bit of a meet and greet with the fans. So that's great. Okay, to finish this off, we have a John Mellencamp Rough Harvest, which is a album he did in what year was this? 1999. They put the print so small. John owed Mercury Records one more album before to close out his contract. So what he did, before signing to Columbia, he took 13 of his songs and re-recorded them a little bit more in the unplugged style, or stripped them down. And this sounds fantastic. This was a good album for John to give him to finish off with. And you can see the packaging, Rough Harvest. The packaging's rough, like a cardboard shipping box, and the invoice with the titles. Very cool. I absolutely love the music of John Denver. Growing up, it was Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, Bachman Turner Overdrive, hard rock, a teenager growing up. But I was a closet John Denver fan. I love his music, and I have high regards for him as an artist. He really brought the awareness of nature. He was a champion of the environment, the earth, nature, everything nature. And he wrote songs about it. Rocky Mountain High, which is an ode to Mother Nature, the Rockies. I have a lot of his studio albums on either vinyl and CD. But this is a nice package put together from Behind the Music, when they did a Behind the Music on him. And it contains most of his hits and some deeper album tracks. And what's so nice, this also contains some really good later day songs after John Denver's run on the charts had kind of really slowed down, like Shanghai Breezes. Oh, I listen to that song. Go YouTube and listen to it. It's great. How Can I Leave You Again, My Sweet Lady? I Want to Live. Those later day songs that barely nicked the charts, because all these artists have a shelf life, are fantastic. So and of course it contains the big hits: Take Me Home, Country Road, Sunshine on My Shoulders, Annie's Song, Back Home Again, Thank God I'm Country Boy, I'm Sorry, Calypso, I'll Fly Away. Nice package, a good retrospective of John's career. Oh, one other thing, and I'm going to post a special video I made for John Denver, and it was on my last YouTube page, which no longer exists. But I got the video of if John Denver, if he didn't die so tragically in that airplane crash, if he would have lived, I think he could have had a career revival, and I explain why and how in that video. So I'll get that out. The Beach Boys, Endless Summer. This is, to me, more like a greatest hits package, but they don't call it greatest hits. They call it Endless Summer. And you can see the artwork's pretty cool there, and all the titles. And this did really well for them on the charts. I don't know if you all are familiar with the duel of She and Him, but this is their first album, and I got into them with their second album, She and Him Volume 1. This is, Volume 2, I meant to say. This is Volume 1. And their music is just that sunshine, bubblegum, pop, 1960s California, sound. And the lead vocalist, Zoe Chanel, and she's famous in her own right. She's an actress on that show, I think, New Girl. She has a great voice, and she writes a lot of the materials, and M. Ward handles he's the lead guitarist and multi-instrumentalist. He does all the production, and they sound great together, just wonderful. So I really like Volume, She and Him Volume 2, but I recently just got a hold of this one. And this is good too. It just seemed like with Volume 2 they augmented their sound. Okay, part of the Gold series, and the Gold series is reissue works of an artist, and usually on 2 CDs. And this is the best of the Allman Brothers. I got a number of their albums and CD, but it's nice just to take the best, most well-known stuff and put it together in a compilation. So this is what this is. Lastly, if you're into jazz, Errol Errol, I always mess up his name, Gardner, classic jazz pianist who wrote the song Misty, and his style is more like gentleman supper club jazz, piano playing. So this is good. I scored yesterday big time, and I'm going to feature this in a near video, but I'll just show it right to you now. I've been lucky in finding box sets at thrift stores really dirt cheap. I found the official Bob Marley box set more recently, and yesterday for the price of, I don't know if you can see that, $3.98. This is the official Moody Blues box set, 4 CDs, and along with 4 CDs along with booklet, so very nice score. This ends this video here, and I just like to show these CDs off before I put them in the main library. So I hope you enjoy watching. Please consider joining my channel, and I love comments, and I will respond to all comments. And as far as prescriptions go, subscriptions, prescriptions, I like to keep it small, with under 100, because I like more of a small community than having 10,000. So if you leave comments, I will get back with you on your comments in a day or two. Thank you for watching, and I want to wish everyone a nice goodbye, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.